وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال كتاب الجنائز, the chapter on the funerals. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أكثروا ذكر هادم اللذات الموت, وفي رواية هادم اللذات. So Abu Hurairah reported the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "We do remember in abundance هادم اللذات, the destroyer of the pleasures, that is death." And in a different narration, Hadim, the one that cuts. The Hadim اللذات, the destroyer. Hadim is the one that cuts off all the pleasures, that is death. And in a different narration also added that for whenever you remember the death in something that is little, it makes it a lot. And if it's remembered when you have a lot, it makes it little, right? So if someone has a lot of wealth, a lot of things, when you remember death, makes it insignificant, because what does it matter, right? It has no value if you're dying now. And on the other hand, if you have very little and you remember that you're dying, it makes it appear it's a lot, because again, it has no value and it has no significance, and everything is going to vanish and is going to be gone regardless. So whether it's a lot, whether it's a little, it's the same, it is equal. So this is the advice of the Prophet ﷺ. Always remember the death in order to appreciate what life is, in order to understand the real meaning of life, whether you live small or big life, few days, few years, or a lot of years, and everything is going to come to an end. And the Prophet ﷺ is reminding you about the real meaning of life. Eventually to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala you're going to return, and what really matters is what you've done in this life for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يعني الحديث واضح بإذن الله. وعن أنس رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يتمنين أحدكم الموت لضر ينزل به، فإن كان لابد متمنيا فليقل اللهم أحيني ما كانت الحياة خيرا لي، وتوفني إذا كانت الوفاة خيرا لي. So Anas also reported the Prophet ﷺ said, like no one should wish for or desire to die or the death because of a tribulation or a test that has afflicted him. But if he were to do that anyway, then let him say, "Oh Allah, make me live as long as life is better for me, and make me die if death is better for me." So this is, again, that you're leaving everything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when the person is under stress and is depressed, the tendency is that everyone wants to go. And the Prophet ﷺ is telling you death may be not the right thing for you, and what you're going through might be temporary, and it could be a reason for you to be forgiven your sins. For the Prophet ﷺ said, whatever afflicts a believer, even the hum and the gham, the grief, depression or anything that a person goes through, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would forgive you your sins. So this is something the Prophet ﷺ is reminding you to stay positive all the time and stay optimistic. And if you really want to make a dua, don't make a dua against yourself with death, but make a dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would make you live if life remains better for you. Khayr here, what's khayr? Usam tafdeel, meaning it's better as opposed to good. So make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose for you. And this is what the believer always وَأُفَوِّضُ أَمْرِي إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَصِيرٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. The believer always leave his affairs to be managed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for Allah knows best. And the last hadith for the day, وعن بريدة عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال المؤمن يموت بعرق الجبين. So Buraidah reported the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a believer would die with the sweat on his forehead. What does that mean? So two things, meaning the believer would work till the last, always sweating, always working hard, till the last moment, till he dies. But this is not consistent with this chapter, right? Because Ibn Hajar is citing it for a reason here. And a sign what he's trying to say, the Prophet ﷺ is saying that the believer would die. When the believer dies, a sign of death is the sweat that comes on the forehead. Even the believer would go through the pains, the suffering of death. And that is also part of forgiving him the sins and washing him of all the bad deeds that he has acquired before. And they said, where does the ruh come from? From the nose, right? So, and when the mu'min sees that, he would sweat, as part of the, that process, the intensity of the death. And the last hadith. قال وعن أم سلمة رضي الله عنها قالت دخل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم على أبي سلمة وقد شق بصره فأغمضه ثم قال إن الروح إذا قبض تبعه البصر فضج ناس من أهله فقال لا تدعوا على أنفسكم إلا بخير فإن الملائكة تؤمن على ما تقولون ثم قال اللهم اغفر لأبي سلمة وارفع درجته في المهديين وافسح له في قبره ونور له فيه واخلفه في عقبه اللهم واجعلنا مثل ذلك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. So Salama reported the Prophet ﷺ said, or the Prophet ﷺ came to visit Abu Salama, and he had already been dead, and he was staring, that look, the dead person would have. So the Prophet ﷺ closed his eyes. So this is part of the sunnah, to close the eyes of the dead person. And he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when the soul comes out, the sight, the eyesight, it chases it. So as the soul comes out, that's the person would be looking at it, and that's why he would have that look on his face, staring. And there are some more details about that. There is, subhanAllah, some miraculous aspects of this of the Prophet. This hadith is used to prove that the signs of death in the Sunnah. What are the signs of death? That's shukhus al-basar, and that's it. Meaning fixed and dilated pupils. Besides that, the heart could stay pulsating, and that's not a sign of death. There is no evidence from the Sunnah that it is a sign of death. And this is why the people who used to say that if someone is brain dead, is not dead till the heart stops, this hadith is cited against that. That the Prophet ﷺ only mentioned that it's about the eyes. And that's what modern science uses as well. This is a little bit complicated. We're not going to go deeper into that. So at that point, a lot of people became ضجناس, became noisy. That's expressing their grief and sadness. So the Prophet ﷺ said, do not make dua against yourself except for that is good. Because it was the habit of the Jahiliyyah that when a person dies, they would make dua against themselves. For that thing. So the Prophet ﷺ at that time used that opportunity to give him advice that only make good dua. So there is 3 levels of dua here in the Prophet ﷺ. There is shar, and there is la khayrun wa la shar, and there is khayr. So the Prophet ﷺ said, only do the good dua that brings you something good from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For the angels would be saying Ameen to your dua. And then he made dua to Abu Salama radiallahu anhu. May Allah forgive him and elevate his level in the Mahdiyin. What is the Mahdiyin?
The righteous people.
He said, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. So that's the Mahdiyin. Who are they? الذين صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. What is الذين أنعمت عليهم? من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين. So this is what it refers to. So the Prophet ﷺ made that dua for him, and he said, expand his grave and enlighten it for him, illuminate it for him, and then be his successor in his family. And that's the dua of the Prophet ﷺ that gave the barakah to Salama, al-Mu'mineen radiyallahu anha wa ardaha. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد